how my fool heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every single day I'll be watching you. Since you're gone, I've been lost without a trace. I look around and I only see your face. I try to love them, but it's you I can't erase. I keep crying, baby, baby, please. Sting and the Police, yo. Cranked out tons of amazing songs. Just a castaway, and I'm lost at sea, yo. I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I know that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in a bottle. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. Good morning. I love the bass line and Message in a Bottle. It's one of the like rare rock songs that has a really infectious and really front in the mix bass line. Doom, 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 doom. Hello, Phoebe. Hello, everybody. Guten Tag and guten Morgen to thee all. I was bought a pack after 2 months of not smoking. Why do I always come back? Once a smoker, always a smoker, my friend. Roxanne has a great bass line too, yeah. I'm not happy with the Chauvin verdict. Motherfucker murdered somebody in cold blood based on pre-existing beef. He deserves murder one. I mean, I tend to agree, but you got to admit that 99% of time, or 99% of the time here in America, a cop gets away with that shit. So the fact that he got murder 2, murder 3, manslaughter 2 is pretty fucking significant. And he could conceivably be in jail for the rest of his fucking life. So, I would have liked to see a straight out murder 1 beef too, but Message in a bottle. Can you reform someone like that? I mean, I believe to an extent you probably could. Not in the prison system as it currently exists. But I think to an extent you could probably rehabilitate a person like that. I don't know that the person would ever necessarily be safe to be in society again. But I think that you could maybe make some headway in figuring out why that person is the way that they are, and maybe, through therapy and, treatment and stuff, they might be able to come to some conclusions about themselves and change as people. I don't know. I really don't know. A macho cop like that won't do therapy. Paul, what do you think of giving minors life in prison without parole? Minors? I mean, I don't think that should ever happen. I don't care what a minor's done. Pretty sure I got some coffee waiting for me. I'm gonna smoke this cigarette, and then I'm gonna go get my coffee and smoke another cigarette, and then drink my coffee and smoke another cigarette. That's the plan. That's the plan for the next 15 to 20 minutes of my life. Wondering if my old buddy Galen will stop by in here today. Been a while since I've seen Galen up in the Highdeology. MK review coming, perhaps. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I've been on a, there we go. There we go. Only 20 people, only 20 real ones on the stream tonight. I paused. We're good. We're good. It was me. I told you guys, I'm going to take a second. I had to send in my weed order. I made my my cart up last night, and I had to send in my weed order. Sorry. Had to let my weed man know what to bring me later. You know what I'm saying? Hello, weed man. How's it going, weed man? How's it been, weed man? Hello there, weed man. Come on in. Give me a pound of your sweetest cheaper. I haven't gotten weed delivery yet. I still go to the shop like a boomer. I mean, I don't know if, I know some states allow delivery and some states only allow medical delivery. The state that I'm in allows recreational delivery and medical delivery, so. I prefer, obviously, the dude, Marshall. The fuck is going on with Galen? You know anything about this? The fuck is going on with Galen? I woke up this morning. a bunch of alerts on my fucking Reddit or the subreddit. I go in there and there's like somebody screen capped them up in Shabisky's chat saying I'm slimy, abusive, insincere, and a user. I literally haven't even seen fucking Galen in a year. Last time I saw Galen was at TJ's fucking birthday party before COVID. Like, I haven't... Dude has my phone number. And every time I see him, he shakes my hand and talks to me. And I've never been anything but cool to Galen. Like, I literally slobbered all up in Pimp Monk's mouth to help raise money for him to fix his teeth. You sure it wasn't a fake Galen? Maybe it was a fake Galen. I don't know. It did. I mean, it seemed like everybody in the fucking chat was talking to him like he was the real Galen and shit. I don't know. It should be pretty easy to spot a fake Galen. But whatever. You know what I mean? Just like, what? Just confused. Yeah, dude. I mean, it is what it is. I like. Here's the thing. Like, I don't know Galen all like that well. So if there's no skin off my hump if he doesn't like me. But I just, I like him. I've been cool to Galen as far as I know the whole time I've known him, and it's just a little weird. Trying to figure you out, Paul. Text him and squash the beef? Nah, dude, I didn't start the beef. See, I'm very particular about who reaches out when, and maybe that makes me a little like petty or whatever. But when I didn't start some shit, I'm not the one to reach out. You know what I mean? If you got an issue with me and shit, and you ain't reached out to me, I'm not gonna be the one to be like, hey, dude, what's up? Like, no, fuck that. That's on him. If it is indeed him that said this shit. You did that with Yoshi? Yeah, but he showed up at my fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, he knocked on my door at 2 a.m. Well, this is a little different. And by the way, when I called Yoshi to squash the beef, he didn't squash the beef. So that's why I don't do it. People got an issue with me, they can come fucking seek me out. I'm more than happy to fucking answer for some wrong that I've done to you or some shit. But if you're gonna just like speak it out of one side of your mouth, and then when I'm in your present, act like you're my friend, I'm willing to let you live that double life because I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not looking to solve other people's fucking problems. Hot take, I can't stand Galen. Well, I can. I like Galen. I mean, Galen is a character, you know what I mean? A very unique character. And a pretty funny guy. I've had a lot of fun talking with Galen and hearing his stories, telling him my stories and shit. And like I said, assuming that it isn't some kind of fucking sock account or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But, you know, if I've wronged him in some way, he's got my fucking phone number. He's had my fucking phone number for years. I don't think Galen has ever once picked up the phone and called me. Now, you know, I don't think I've ever called him either, but... I mean, he is rude, but that, you know, that doesn't preclude me from, you know, liking a person. I tend to like guys with spikes. Like, rudeness doesn't preclude me enjoying a person's presence, you know what I mean? He can be rude, insensitive, aloof. I still like the dude. Only time I ever hear about Galen is concerning drama with another person. And I don't know, up until this point, he's never been bored enough to start drama with me. Or try to. Is he super bored, or... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So... How would you like a room at the Ritz, wrapped in velvet, covered in glitz? A little nookie gonna clear up those zits, you'll get it. How would you like a Cadillac car, or a guest shot on Jackpot? How's about a date with Hedy Lamar? You gonna get it? Ooh, ooh. I'm your creature, I'm your slave, I'm your willing friend. Or no, I'm your creature, I'm your friend. I'm your willing slave. Take a chance, just feed me, and you know the kind of eats, the kind of red hot sweets, the kind of sticky licky treats I crave. Ooh. Oh, thank you, coffee. Thank you, coffee, for existing. Thank you, cigarettes, for existing. Thank you, oxygen. Sorry, what? About to order a big ass pizza. That's pretty early to order a pizza, isn't it? Pretty early in the AM for pizza. Not that I'm judging. I mean, you get what you gotta get. You can't think cigarettes and oxygen. Yeah, I can. Don't tell me what I can and can't think. Oh, well, there you go then. Getting it for noon. What is with the all the do you like X band shit in the fucking chat today? Like, when has that ever been? What do you do about it? It's just like, Is Paul interested in the same band I'm interested in? I hate every band. I hate music. Hi, Paul. Your order is being prepared, and we'll let you know when your order is out delivery. Thanks, Weed Man. Thanks, Weed Man. I appreciate it, Weed Man. Thanks, Weed Man. You're ordering weed today, too? I wanted to order some yesterday, but my dispensary was closed for some reason. It was weird. Like, there's several dispensaries that I could call, but there's one that I really like. They're always cool. Their drivers are cool. Their prices are good. So I went on Weed Maps or whatever to do my order, and they were like closed, opens tomorrow at 8 a.m. And I was like, fuck. And I completely forgot, started this at like 7:54. And I was like, oh shit. Forgot I got to order my weed. And I did, and they were open. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was somebody's birthday. We're trying to go. Yeah. Carjack the Weed Man weed car to get the stash. Go. Oh, Paul Zigo. I tried to order a little bit too much weed. Paul Zigo ordered just a smidge too much weed. Just a smidge too much. I was over my daily limit. Oops. They sent me a text like, do you have a medical recommendation? Because we can't sell you this much weed. And I was like, oh, sorry. Here, drop this. Okay. Ever seen those dirt cookies from Haiti? They're literally made of dirt. Didn't you post that shit like fucking like days ago and I ignored it? I seem to remember that comment exactly like from days ago, and I was just like, I'm not gonna fucking answer that. And now I've read it, and here you are. Are you happy? All right, we got it worked out. We got it worked out. Everything's fine. 14? Jesus Christ. People got no patience anymore. I got no passion, and I got no patience, and I hate waiting. What is that from? That's a rap song. I got no passion. I got no patience, and I hate waiting. What is that from? Fuck. Yeah, so in the state I'm in, they can't legally sell you more than an ounce of weed in a day. So I guess I could technically and legally buy an ounce of weed every day, 365 days a year, for a grand total of 365 ounces. Well, yeah. But my order was slightly over. Just a little tad. Dude, an ounce of weed would last me like 2 years. Yeah. Dude, like I probably like, and I'm not even like your heaviest smoker, but I'd probably blow through an ounce of weed a month, give or take. You know what I mean? Maybe a little more. I was way over the limit. Like I accidentally, see, I had a cart built from last night, and then I wasn't logged in. Here's what happened. I fucked up. I had a cart that I made last night when they were closed, and I added my order. Then I went to the website from my phone, and I wasn't logged in, built the cart, and then logged in, and it basically doubled my order. And so instead of ordering right under an ounce of weed, it looked like I was trying to order 2 ounces of weed. Boomer shit. Boomer. Okay. Boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. But we got it handled. Okay, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Man, that meme is the meme that makes me the maddest. When I type out some shit and somebody responds to me with, okay, boomer, I'm just like, motherfucker. Okay, boomer. It defeats all arguments, it does. Thoughts on Biden replacing the troops in the Middle East with mercenaries? I bet you can guess my thoughts. I want an academic discussion with you, but you don't seem to be in the mood. An academic discussion? Dude, I'm not an academic, bro. So you want something from me that you can't have. I'm a normal guy. I'm a fucking college dropout, okay? I'm not an academic. We can have a discussion, though. I just, maybe haven't been reading your fucking chats. The chats go by fast sometimes. I have to respond to chats, Throw it out there. I want to have an academic discussion with a non-academic. Throw it out there. Yeah, whip out your fucking peer-reviewed journal articles and let's go at it. I thought you were a teacher at one time. Nope, I worked at the school district. I was a technology specialist for a school district for 8 years. Not a teacher. I was a trainer. I taught teachers how to use their technology. Never once said I was a teacher. Network Systems Information Specialist 2. That was my designation. Got any stories you haven't told yet from working at the school district? I don't know, man. It's hard to just go like, got any stories about this giant chunk of your life? I mean, probably. It's just hard to fucking like summon them up non-contextually. You know what I mean? I probably have lots and lots and lots of contextual stories from the school district, but it's also a part of my past that I don't think about a whole lot. Resource wars. You're gonna get banned for not having a fucking profile pic and for fucking spamming your caps, bro. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting all of you know. Anybody in here that hasn't taken the like 3 seconds it takes to put a PFP up, you might want to fucking keep your head down until you get that 15 seconds to do that. People that don't have profile pics here tend to get nuked at a higher rate than people that do, for good reason. So if I were you, I'd take the 15 seconds to put a fucking picture up. Little friendly advice. I love when I make those types of fucking proclamations. It gets hella quiet for like 10 seconds. Nobody wants to type. They're like, do I have a profile pic? I think I do. You do have the best profile pic, misanthropic humanist. Who is that? Who is that blindingly attractive young man? He looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him. Devilishly handsome. Oh, yes. Dude, the more I look at my pictures of me from high school, I was kind of a vibe in high school, honestly. I was a tubby, unapologetic little neckbeard in high school, and that's a vibe. I'm sorry to tell you. Like, it may not be the coolest vibe, but that was a vibe, dude. I had a vibe. You look at my pictures from high school and you can see. It's like, this kid's a dork, but there's a personality behind the dorkiness. You could see it. I was in my cocoon. I was in my chrysalis. And now I've become a beautiful butterfly. What? What's the difference between a false profile and simply not having a pic? The fact that that question has to be asked is the reason why I demand pics up in here, because there really is no way. Still have a yearbook? I don't have them. I think my mom's got my yearbooks up in her attic somewhere in a box, probably. If there's any of them left. There's a good chance that my yearbooks all got trashed or whatever in the divorce. It's 3:30 and I can't sleep. Awesome. Limos, demos, and bimbos. I'm only fucking with the limos, demos, and bimbos. Hit the sunroof. Let's contemplate the freaks that we can run through. Got the chauffeur pulling over. Close the partition, he like to listen. All fucking no kissing. Just smoking and drinking super fats in a super stretch Lincoln. Fucking Ice Cube. Has there been a harder lyricist overall than Ice Cube in the history of rap? I'll wait. You're living so trite, you need Jesus in your life. DMX was a good lyricist. Eminem is a different lyricist, but a totally different vibe. Ice Cube is corny? That's a time. That's a timeout right there. And 300 seconds to reevaluate your fucking opinion, bro. Ice-T is a little bit corny. Ice Cube, not the least bit corny, yo. You better bow down and kiss the tip of his dick. He invented about half of the shit you probably bump. Motherfucker was a founding member of NWA. You're gonna tell me he's corny? The fuck out of here. Motherfucker's got more like fucking platinum albums than fucking he can fit in his house. His acting career is a little corny, but I mean, come on. The hell are we even talking about? If you need to ask that, I would recommend that instead of typing it in my chat like a dumb fuck, you use the DVR feature and back up. I want you to imagine a stream where all I did was catch idiots like you up on what they missed. And I want you to tell me how fucking entertaining and worth watching that stream would be. The hand-holding from some people in this fucking chat that they require is fucking insane. Asking shit that you could Google in the time that it takes to type the shit, using context clues. There's a million different ways at your fingertips to figure out what the fuck is going on in a stream you just popped into without asking what is going on and expecting the streamer to recap the last fucking 20 minutes or more for you. I've been live for 36 minutes, bro. You're not going to come up here and ask me what the fuck is going on. I'm not going to sit and give you a bullet point recap. Go rewind it and watch it. Or shut up. I know, that one is always funny. Some of it might be trolling, but some of it has got to be somebody that thinks that like, oh yeah, this dude that streams for a living is going to fucking stop what he's doing and recap everything that he's fucking said all day long because I just got here. Like, hold on, stop the world. I just got here. What? Said Ice Cube disappointed you when he got offended at Bill Maher for telling a joke. Do you still agree with that? Yeah. Like, Ice Cube's music and Ice Cube as a personality are two different things to me. Ice Cube music is evergreen. Ice Cube's personality and acting career and everything outside of that, a little bit cringy sometimes. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? I'm not into him for his personality. I'm into him because he's a fucking rapper. Yeah, I kind of agree. He was pretty fucking weak sauce on Bill Maher. I can't even really remember the context, but I remember the incident. And I remember being like, oh, come on, Cube. Great in Boys in the Hood, great in Friday. Dude's got a lot of talent. He can be really good when he needs to, but he can be a little corny acting-wise. His opinions ain't always the best, you know. How do I feel about Snoop Dogg? Same exact way. Revere the dude. Absolutely revere the dude's artistry and career. Revere it. You can't, like, Snoop Dogg changed the rap game. He's literally one of the most recognizable hip-hop artists in the last fucking 20 years. But, you know, he's done some cringy shit. Who cares? He's Snoop. When I said he's done some cringy shit, Matt Baker, that's what I meant. But he's Snoop Dogg. I forgive him for trying to be Snoop Lion. He's that capital S and yes, so fresh, double O P D O double G Y D O double G, you see? Showing much flex when it's time to rock the mic. Clocking hoes and grabbing a grip like my name was Dolomite. Yeah, and it don't quit. I think they in the mood for some motherfucking G shit. So Dre, what up, dog? We gotta give them what they want. What's that, G? We gotta break them off something. Hell yeah, and it's gotta be bumping. City of Compton. Oh no. Dude, Humpty died? Humpty died today? Tell me it ain't true, dude. Humpty Hump died today? My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. So all the girlies line up so I can funk thee. I'm chunky and spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy. That guy is a fucking legend, bro. Fucking Shock G from Digital Underground. Man, all the fucking real ones are dying. All the real ones are dying. Man, getting old fucking sucks, bro. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, fucking Shock G. Another OD? Fuck, man. Come on, bro. Man, my mood just went row. God damn, that sucks. 57 and dead. $57 and dead. Dude was a fucking legend, bro. Digital Underground, legendary. Legendary hip hop group. Boundary pushing hip hop group. Yep. They're the ones that got Tupac fucking, like, discovered. Tupac was part of Digital Underground before he became Tupac Shakur. I mean, he was born to Tupac Shakur, but you know what I mean. Before he had his solo career, he was a member of Digital Underground. You can actually see Tupac in the movie Nothing But Trouble. Digital Underground has a huge cameo in that movie. It's actually a really weird fucking movie, too, if you've never seen it. It's called Nothing But Trouble. It's like a late 80s, I think early 90s movie. Digital Underground is in it, and you can see fucking Tupac in it before he was famous. Dancing around as part of Digital Underground. My nose is big. Big like a pickle. Mr. Bone Stripper, you're going down. Mr. Bone Stripper. How old would Tupac be right now? He was like 24 when he died, 23, right? Am I wrong about that? Tupac was like 23, 24 years old when he croaked, when he was killed. Yeah, he'd probably be about DMX's age. Born in 71. Okay, well that makes it easy then. Yeah, he'd be 50. He'd be 10 years older than me. Give or take a year. Died at 26. And he would be 50. Okay, well, there you go. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Do me, baby. Do the Humpty Hump. But come on to do the Humpty Hump. Sad shit. Maths don't exist. I agree. Math exists, but maths don't. You dumb fucks that call it maths. It's math. Okay? Or mathematics, not maths. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. You think Tupac would be as big if he didn't die young and tragic? Tupac was huge when he died, dude. Yes. Like, that was one of the reasons why he's still so well remembered, is because the dude went out at the fucking tippity tip top of his career. What everybody assumed was going to be a long and illustrious career, too. Dude went out. Dude was huge. Biggest rapper in the world when he died. One plus one is two. 2 plus 2 is 4. Quick maths. Quick maths. Better to burn out than fade away, right? I know of a good rap, Too Hot for You to Rap. Ebenezer Good by the Shaman was banned on release and discussed with horror by UK Parliament. Okay. Well, I've never heard it, so I can't even attempt to rap it. So. Cock-a-doodle-doo. How often do you visit the valley? Like, probably once a year, I'd say, give or take. Get back, see the family, eat some delicious mom food, check on everybody. Notorious B.I.G. was bigger. I mean, that's a matter of fucking opinion. That's a matter of opinion. See, there was a vast split in hip hop back in the 90s that you might be unaware of. There was an East Coast, West Coast split in rap. So Biggie might have been big back on the East Coast, but out in LA, you didn't hear Biggie. You heard Tupac. So, you know, I'm willing to step back and say there's an argument to be made that Biggie might have been a bigger star than Tupac, but it's a very regional argument. Tupac was bigger died than alive. He was on his way to be more politically involved. It's sad and a shame we never got to see him. Yep. Anytime an artist like that croaks early, there is the potential that you missed out on amazing shit. Like, this came up a while back. I think it was in a show that we did, like a hypothetical show that hasn't come out yet. And somebody asked, like, you know, if you could stop Kurt Cobain from killing himself / being murdered, what do you think he would be doing now? You know what I mean? And I think that there's pretty much like a binary when it comes to what Kurt would have done. I think that Kurt either would have reached a point in his career where he just fell out of love with doing what he was doing and just kind of became one of those reclusive ex-rock stars that's still a big, celebrity the world over for what he did, but, doesn't come out in public a whole lot, lives off on his own, kind of does his own thing with his money. Or I think Kurt would have just continued making fucking amazing music. Like, I remember in that they asked, well, yeah, but Nirvana, blah, yada, yada, probably wouldn't. And I think, honestly, Nirvana probably wasn't going to stay together. There was, if you read about what was going on in Nirvana at the time that Kurt died, there was a lot of turmoil within Nirvana, and it looked like the writing was on the wall, right? The other band members felt like Kurt was getting the lion's share of everything. They felt like they weren't being represented well or being compensated fairly. And so that band was pretty much dead. Nirvana as a band probably wouldn't have lasted another year if Kurt hadn't died. But Kurt would have continued to go on and make music, whether it was with another band or as a solo singer-songwriter. And so I think that that's the binary that I have in my mind. I know that Kurt was bored with grunge. Kurt was a musician that would have been like, see, when I got into Post Malone, and I don't want to say that these two dudes are the same dude or of the same cultural significance or whatever. I saw something in Post Malone that I also used to see in Kurt. And that was, even back in the day, I remember thinking, Kurt is a guy that he's going to make different kinds of music as he gets older. He's not going to be Mr. Grunge forever. You know what I mean? He's going to experiment. He's going to do different shit. And I really think that following the career of Post Malone will be interesting for people who like that type of an artist that evolves, tries new things. I mean, Kanye is a great example of that type of artist too. You go listen to old Kanye and then listen to new Kanye, and you can see that Kanye has absolutely no problem wadding up his personality and his style and his swag and throwing it in the trash and building a whole new fucking set for himself. I think that Kurt would have been an artist like that. I think that that's the binary. He either would have been an artist like that who continued making boundary-pushing music that people couldn't stop talking about, or he would have just become a recluse and, sat on his giant pile of gold and, lived out a kind of quiet life doing something else that fulfilled him. I'm just saying, a lot of people sleep on Post Malone because they're not into how his music sounds. They're not into the kind of sing-songy trap that he does. And I can feel that. That's not made for everybody. But I'm telling you, keep one eye peeled on that artist. Because everything he touches is gold. Every style he tries to operate in is gold. The dude is musically adept. So I would keep my eye peeled on his career as he moves forward. You think celebrities sometimes fake their death? Maybe back in the day, that was something that happened every once in a blue moon, but nowadays, I don't even think it's possible, bro. Maybe way back in the day, in the era before mass media and shit, somebody could fake their death or whatever and just disappear overseas and never be seen again. But, nowadays, everybody's got a cell phone. Your ass, unless you just never leave your fucking house. You know what I mean? If you're a big enough star, somebody's going to see you out and about, and they're going to take a picture of you, and it's over for you at that point. Nah, there are lots of artists that need my attention other than Post Malone. All right, whatever, bro. I love it when people, I give people a recommendation, and it's a soft recommendation, too. I didn't tell you, go be a Post Malone fan and listen to everything he's doing. I said, keep one eye peeled on that artist. That's all I said. Soft recommendation to watch this guy as his career evolve. Nah, there's other artists that need my attention. It's all right, whatever, bro. You got time to fucking camp my fucking streams 24/7, 365, but you ain't got time to fucking check out an artist every once in a while? All right, bro. Your dance card's full. Whatever, dude. Nah. Nah, bro. Sure is heated in here today. Is it really? Are you new here? I don't think you're new here. He did a whole, during the COVID lockdowns, he did a whole set with Travis Barker of Nirvana covers. Travis Barker on the drums, him, doing lead guitar, and there was one other person there too. I can't remember who it was. Another famous dude. They all three got together and did a Nirvana cover set that was fucking transcendent. You should go listen to it. It's amazing. COVID lockdowns in America. Lol. Lol is not a statement. I'm going to go ahead and time you out for that. People that have pinned their fucking comments with a big fat all caps LOL and there's nothing even remotely funny about their fucking comment. Like, I'm not telling my specters what to do, but I'm going to start sniping you dumb motherfuckers. Like, it does not elevate your comment to make it look like you laughed at your own fucking comment, okay? I don't know what kind of social fucking manipulation attempt it is to end your dumbass fucking comment with a big fat LOL. Now, you can use lol contextually, but if I read a comment and at the end of it is a big fat all caps LOL and there was nothing remotely funny about that comment, I'm banning your fucking ass from here on out. That includes your raffle mayos and your smileys too. If you say LOL, something funny better have just been said or have happened. LOL is not a punctuation mark. I'm sick of reading it. Especially non-contextually. You realize LOL means laughing out loud, right? Nobody's laughing, not even you, at that fucking comment. I'm not a fan of trap or most hip-hop music, but Post has a different vibe. I just can't explain. It makes him different from most artists I've seen. I hope he does a collab with Gorillaz at some point. Yep. Yep, if I'm an ass, don't fucking come back. Don't bother telling me I'm an ass. Just leave and don't come back. There's a million dumb motherfuckers streaming right now. Get your fucking ass out. This is not an airport. You don't need to announce your departures. And I don't really care what your fucking opinion is of what I do. So save it. No, dude, you have to confront people like this on the internet. You really do. Like, a lot of people think I'm a shitbag for talking to you guys like this, but you have to confront people like this on the fucking internet. People don't know how to be. They don't know how to socialize anymore. What if he's a patron? I don't give a fuck. I appreciate my fucking patrons, don't get me wrong, but your $5 doesn't buy you the fucking right to be stupid and loud and ignorant. That's not for sale. My content is for sale. Using lol in all caps is not a matter of not knowing how to socialize. Yes, it is. Using lol in all caps after every fucking sentence that you say when nothing that you say is funny is a profound maladaption in socialization. You're like a dude that walks up to a group of people having a focused conversation, tells a non sequitur joke, and then laughs at himself and expects other people to fucking join in. That's a profound social maladaption. So yes, you're absolutely fucking right. I'm fine with the occasional use of the all caps lol when it's contextual. If you're actually laughing at something that I said or somebody in the chat said or something that happened on the stream, lol is totally appropriate, as is all its variations. The Ruffles and the Ruffle Mayos. But when you just say some stupid shit and you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna punch this up with a lol at the end of it, that shows me that you don't know how to have a fucking conversation with a person. And then you're gonna come in here and argue with me that saying that, like, using lol as a period, hoping that people will join in on you, isn't a social maladaption? Isn't it not to be taken seriously? More like punctuation that acknowledges awkwardness. No, it doesn't work that way. LOL does not mean awkward. Awkward means awkward. Tons of the stuff that goes on here is. Some of the stuff that I'm talking about here, clearly trolling, because I've called it out before and people know that it fucking gets my goat. But there are people in here who think that they're going to pop into a fucking stream that's been going on for an hour and have the person running the stream give them a full recap of everything that we've talked about. That's happened in this stream. That happened once in this stream. That's a social maladaption. There are people that end every goddamn comment that they make with an LOL or a raffle mayo because they think they're the funniest fucking person in the room, but nobody else is laughing. That is a social maladaption. People like that get put at arm's length in face-to-face social situations because nobody likes them. Because they're annoying to be around. You see what I'm saying? I would still prefer a good old flashing neon laugh sign from the old sitcoms. It's difficult to carry around, but it's worth it. Yeah. No one likes them. It's true. Have you ever socialized with a group of people and had somebody come up and start dominating the conversation and telling stupid fucking jokes and making stupid non sequitur comments that they think are funny but aren't? That's never happened to you in your life? I'd advise you to go socialize once or twice. It's bound to happen to you. Yep. People that think they've got like the fucking king meme and they just bust up a conversation that's going on that's lively and fun with their king meme and start laughing at it and looking around and expecting everybody else fucking to join in. You've never been around that. You've never had that happen to you at a social situation. And you think that that person is using a good social tactic in order to ingratiate himself to other people socially. I'll wait. Explain that shit to me. Me back in high school, too. That's kind of the point. It just gets ignored awkwardly, yes. And people wish that that person would walk the fuck away. Hence, they don't like them. The law was meant to append sarcasm. My comment was in reference to the fact that America hasn't gone far enough in lockdown restrictions. Didn't mean to be tistic. Oh, that's fine. Why don't you just say that? Like, I'm dead serious, dude. When like I'm not like I might put my energy level up a little bit. I might delve into topics that maybe I wouldn't in a social situation here or there. But like what you see is what you get, and it's really hard to do this when I've got people out there trying to be like a character and shit. Like, just be you. You know what I mean? You're not a stand-up comedian. Just be you. Yeah? But being you doesn't get people attention for the most part. That is a sign of a person that needs to work on themselves. If being you doesn't get you attention and doesn't get you social fucking advancement, then you need to work on yourself. You cannot expect the rest of the world to conform to you. You don't just expect people to have a well-rounded understanding of your vernacular and linguistics simply because you understand it, right? Just the way this shit goes, man. To be fair, the world kind of waged war against independent people who don't conform to some level. Of course it did. And it always will. I think this kind of form head inherently attracts people who aren't socially calibrated. Do you think so? I mean, like, look, dude, and even the dude that made that fucking comment, it just set me off because I see it 15 times a day. He's made some reasonable comments since then, or they've made some reasonable comments since then. So, I understand. Just one of those things about internet discourse that fucking annoys me. Everybody, instead of trying to participate, is trying to be hilarious. And pretty much 99.9% of people aren't. And so nothing ever gets talked about with any genuine fucking good faith. Because it's just sprinkled with these fucking people who think that they're Rodney Dangerfield or some shit. You know what I mean? People that told me that to just be you made me too afraid to be myself, and now I'm a hollow shell of a person. Look, just be you doesn't mean take whatever you are right now and run with it no matter what. Okay, that's bullshit advice. You have to understand that you, the concept of what you is, the construct of you is an ever-changing, ever-evolving construct. The you, the me that is me now, is not the me that is me 10 years ago, right? I'm a different person, not fundamentally. A zebra doesn't change its stripes, but I have changed personality-wise in the last 10 years. I have changed as a person in the last 10 years. So you need to understand that, like, when people say be you, they're not necessarily just saying continue just being what you are. They're saying evolve and own what you are. Be introspective. Think about what you are and what you want to be and how you want to be perceived. And you can be that to a certain extent. You can't just will yourself into being a fucking celebrity or some shit. That's what I mean when I say go out and be you. Because I understand that the concept of you is not a monolith. It's not something that exists as soon as you pop out of your mother's vagina and ceases to exist the day that you die. You is an ever-evolving idea. And guess who it's up to decide what defines the boundaries of that crazy nondescript idea? You. Right? You are difficult to talk to for serious people. You're too ideologically driven. Hard to have a serious conversation via this format. What? I didn't do Brendan, chill out, bro. Look, I salted off at you. I used you as an example to make a larger point. I think you're fine, okay? If I really thought you were a total fucking douchebag, I would have banned you, okay? I don't think you're a douchebag. I don't think you know what I mean? Froggy, dude, you came in here and said I wanted to have an academic conversation with you. And I told you, I'm not an academic, but I'm willing to have a conversation with you. And I haven't read a single fucking thing from you yet, other than critiques on how I am. No, it's cool, Brendan. Don't worry about it. Everybody catches some shrapnel up in here every once in a while, and I used you as an example to make a bigger point. That's it. You're a cool cat. Paul, you tend to read into comments things that aren't there and explode. I will admit to that. Yeah, I've done that before. That's part of the dysfunction of this format, I think, honestly. Like I'll own that criticism. Yeah, sometimes I read, it's like context is hard to fucking suss out on the internet. And sometimes I'll read a comment and it comes off to me in a certain way and I react to it in that way. And then the person didn't mean it that way. You know, they weren't trying to convey the message that I thought they were. Yeah, that happens. I spend a profound amount of time talking to people who can't respond to me other than in limited amounts of text. So context, like that's on you guys to fucking deal with. But it's on me to, try and be more understanding. But when it comes to like context and shit, I didn't make the rules here. You know what I mean? You can't write a fucking dissertation in a chat. You know what I mean? So as it is a tightrope act for me to do this, for me to be the performer that you guys are sitting here and watching, it's also a tightrope act for those of you that don't lurk and participate, right? I'm walking a tightrope of my own. I've got to maintain a certain amount of this, that, or the other thing, so you guys keep coming back to watch me. You are responsible for a profound amount of the content that I talk about. So it's on you to make thoughtful comments that are easy to suss out contextually. I do not critique how you are. I would not be here if I disliked you. I'm kind of busy that I watch you as a compliment. I watch almost no other creators. Look, Leon, like you said what you said. You said that I'm too ideologically driven and that it's impossible for a serious person to have a conversation with me. And I reacted to that. Now, did I miss the context on that? Like, I get it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't enjoy my perspective or whatever, but why do you enjoy my perspective if you feel like I'm impossible to fucking reach? You know? Why do you ask me things like, hey, I wanted to have a real conversation with you, and then now we're fucking spinning out on this personality-driven shit? What issue do you want to talk about, bro? Like, I'm not the smartest dude in the world. I'm not a professor. I'm not a historian. But I'll talk about it if I know anything about it. What do you want to talk about? Matthew, man, I'm not your fucking guidance counselor, bro. I don't know what you should do. Like, what makes you think I have any fucking advice for somebody who finished school or is close to finishing school? I'm a college dropout, a multiple college dropout, bro. I don't know what you should do. It's important. Unfortunately, we live in different time zones. You always stream right when I get to work, and I'm unable to contribute. But I have many times in the past. Well, I stream twice a day, you know what I mean, usually. I do these early morning kind of streams, and then I usually do like an evening / nighttime stream. You know what I mean? So you ought to be able to catch one of those unless you're working 14-hour days, which is possible. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's impossible. You're a third shifter. So graveyard? Is that third shift? I don't understand first, second, third shift. in the factory that my parents worked in, it was days, swing, and graveyard. So day shift was like 7 to 3, 7 to 4. Swing was like 3:30 to 11:30, and graveyard was like 11:30 to 7. Yes, you missed it. You hit on my research yesterday, but I wanted to discuss it, but this format does not lend itself to that. I am never getting at you. Huh? I hit on your research yesterday? Dude, whatever, man. I'm tired of talking about how we can't have a talk. I've asked you like 14 fucking times. Put out a subject, bro. Or don't. I'm tired of having this conversation with you, though. It's starting to get fucking annoying. So, do what you're gonna do, or don't. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I can't magically make this fucking format better for you. If you want to have a talk with me, you're gonna have to put it in a comment or a group of comments. I don't know how else to do this with you. I'm trying my best here. I respond to people. I don't duck questions. Does free will exist? No. There's your thank you for the simple question. No. There's no such thing as free will. We live in a deterministic universe. Every decision that you make is predicated on the nature and nurture of your upbringing. Like, the idea that we have free will means that the choices that you make exist in a vacuum. That's free will, right? So the choices you make exist in a total vacuum. They have nothing to do with the way that you were raised. They have nothing to do with the way that you were genetically put together. They have nothing to do with your mental makeup. They have nothing to do with the country or culture that you were raised in. They all exist in a vacuum, and you can choose one or the other. No. The truth of the matter is that you have no free will. You were raised in a certain way. You have a certain genetic makeup. You can work within that construct to the best of your ability, but you can only be what you are. That's determinism. We live in a deterministic universe. So no, you don't have free will. You are what you are because of things that were completely out of your control. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose your genetic makeup. You didn't choose your raising or rearing or where you were raised or what culture you were raised in, and yet you want to believe you have free will. If you had free will, you would have to, before you become into being, be a spirit and go, I would like to live on the continent of Africa, and I would like to be this type of person, and I would like to have this type of, it's ridiculous. The idea of free will falls apart at the seams very easily. I'm not trying to be nasty to you. Dude, I don't want to have this fucking... You're right. You can't discuss 10 years of fucking research via this, so just don't. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm done with this conversation, though. I'm letting you know. Like, don't keep going with it. You're starting to get really on my fucking nerves now. You make a bunch of fucking comments criticizing how I'm impossible to talk to and I'm too ideologically driven for a serious person to talk to. And then you go on and on and on about how you can't talk to me when I've asked you several times now, go ahead and fucking talk to me. Yes, take a hint. I'm done with this conversation. I agree with you. You can't post a fucking 10-year research paper on this platform. But if you can't summarize your research and have a conversation about it, that might belie a problem with you and not the platform, motherfucker. You spent 10 years of your life intensively researching something and you can't have a fucking off-the-cuff conversation about it. That might mean you need to pore over your research. Whew. I'll be right back. Hooah! Yeah, 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 yeah. Boing, 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 boing. Does morality exist? If not, why conform to morality? No, morality exists, it's just subjective. So, what is considered to be moral and upright and upstanding now is, in many ways, completely different than what was considered to be moral, upstanding, and upright in, for example, ancient Egypt or in the ancient Inca or Toltec or Olmec civilizations, or in ancient Europe, or in ancient Scandinavia, or in ancient China, right? So the idea that morality is subjective is a religious argument, or the idea that morality is objective is a religious argument that cannot be proven, and is in fact disproven by human history. All you have to do is study human history and see what the social mores were in the, Roman Empire. So, to answer the second part of your question, why conform to morality? Because that's what living in a society is. It's like a contract with one another. We decide that these are the boundaries of our lives, right? So, morality is our best stab at living in fucking peace with one another. And we have to have some sort of social framework like morality in order to live in the numbers that we do. Otherwise, it would be absolute fucking chaos, right? So it's our best stab at a framework for living with one another without tearing each other apart. And 100 years from now, morality is going to be completely different than it is now. Maybe not completely unrecognizably different, but they're going to be they're going to look at things that we did during this time as barbaric and shitty. Right? Presuming that civilization continues along a track. Things change, including morality. There are people out there who will make a fucking straight up argument that morality is some sort of objective standard, ignoring all of human history and making the argument. I don't remember who said it, but I remember somebody saying, like, the generations that come like 100, 120 years from now will look back at chemotherapy as barbaric. They will teach people in school that, like, back in the fucking 21st century and the 20th century, they used to bombard people with harmful radiation in an attempt to cure cancer. And oftentimes the attempted cure killed the person. And they'll look at it as a barbaric and ancient fucking medical technique, like leeches or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So how can morality be objective when that level of fucking change is going to happen in 100 years? You know what I mean? It just falls apart. Would you say you're a moral relativist, or there's some universals in what's moral? That would be like me saying that morality is part objective and part subjective. Moral relativism, I think, is the correct position. Morals are relative to the time and society in which you live. Now, there are some morals that seem to hold across human societies, but it makes sense that they would hold. They're common sense morals. Thou shalt not kill was not invented by the Christians. Thou shalt not steal was not invented by the Christians. But these are obvious, like, fucking necessities if people are going to live cheek by jowl, right? So the idea that most human civilizations have had a taboo against killing does not prove that morality is objective. It just proves that most civilizations wanted to withstand their own weight,
right? It's hard to live cheek by jowl with somebody if they can just come over and stab you and take your house. You know what I mean? There's got to be some sort of standard by which you can fucking exist, right? So just because there's commonalities in morality doesn't necessarily mean that morality is objective. It means that the structure of civilization requires certain fucking boundaries. And that itself is inherently subjective. And dependent upon what kind of fucking society you're living in. Hello, baby. Is there enough for you to have a cup? Okay. I had a little extra today. Oh my God, baby. You might want to... Hey, I mean, you can come... If you're not cold...
Well, part of it was down. I wanted to get out.
All right.
Trying to balance everything.
I just don't want you to freeze. You're barefooted. You look really happy when she came out. I am. I love her. Who's that guy yelling in the background? I don't hear anybody yelling. I hear a dog barking, but I didn't hear anybody yell. You feel better, baby?
Yep.
Who's that guy barking at? I don't know, dude. He's upset about something over there. He's working it out. Leave him alone. Right above your head, there's a nail sticking out from the roof. Just letting you know. There's a lot of nails sticking out from the roof. This is not a very well-built porch. Are you enjoying your community? Enjoying my community? I interact with my community a lot, so I guess I would say yes. Ghost. It's a ghost. Man, they're having a fucking lit argument over there.
It's funny because Cricket was finally chill last night.
Yeah, Cricket chilled the fuck out last night. Finally.
I was able to leave the door open and snuggled all up and stopped crying like a banshee at everything.
He just had a little bee in his bonnet for some reason. I would love just seeing you as my neighbor with that glorious head of hair and that burly, beautiful beard. You wouldn't see me if you were my neighbor. Especially if I had my fucking way. There'd be a privacy fence around this shit. You'd be lucky to see me fucking driving out my blacked out car. Yeah, man, they're having a whole fucking argument over there. It does make me wonder, like, what's going through a dog's head when they're barking like that. Because Dynor is not that type of a barker. He barks due to stimulus. So somebody walks by, he's going to bark at him. Somebody knocks on the door, rings the ding-dong, he's going to bark at him. Somebody comes over here that he doesn't know or hasn't seen in a while, he's gonna bark. But he doesn't have this drive. Like, these dogs are not barking at a person. They're not barking due to any stimulus, that is part of their normal life. They're just out there fucking. And I'm really thankful that Dinor is not that type of dog. Like, this is not annoying to me because it's, far enough away that it's just background radiation. But if I had a dog that was doing that in my backyard for hours on end in the morning.
And at night, too.
And at night, I'd be fucking. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they should let their dog inside now and again. That probably.
I think the reason that the dog does this every morning or almost every morning is because they keep him inside.
Oh yeah, you think it's going all the way through their house and he's that loud?
No, I think that he's an inside dog at night, and then when he gets out in the morning, he's got all this piss and vinegar and energy, and he comes out and gets it all out in the morning, and they let him do it.
I see.
Like, I've got a feeling that he spends, some time inside. Like Dinor, you guys have heard him. He's an explosive barker, and he'll get on a little tear sometimes, but like, he's not even aware of these other dogs barking. Like, some dogs, he's sitting right here and he's chill. He's cool as a cucumber, and I guarantee you he's hearing that. And some dogs coming out here and hearing that would join in the chorus, but Dinor doesn't give a fuck.
No. If he saw the dog, he'd bark at it.
He don't give a fuck.
If it's not in front of his eyes, it doesn't exist.
Yep.
He don't give two shits or a fuck. He don't give two shits. He's a Dinor, that's all. He's a Dinor, that's all. You want to come up here? Come up here then. You want me to pick you? Oh, you're so heavy. Such a big boy. You want to get warm? Are you chilly? Or do you want... You're just going to jump down? Okay. All right. Now you're going to go get your ball. Why didn't you just go get your ball before? You acted like you wanted to jump up. If all you wanted was a fetch, you could have just said it. Come on. Bring me your bow. Bring me your bow wow wow.
Oh,
Ricochet.
Give it.
That's it. That's all you want. He's a 2 or 3 fetch boy in the morning.
Yeah.
At night, he wants to do a nice long fetch, but in the morning, he just wants to get woke up, He does 3 fetches, and then he's like, all right, I'm done. No more fetch. I'm done with my fetch. I'm going to go lay in the sun now. Does streaming make you feel anxious at all? No. If it did, I wouldn't do it. I mean, there are times where I've had panic attacks live on the show before, including the most famous one during the psychiatric horrors or whatever the fuck episode it was that I pulled, the history of going insane. I had a panic attack so bad that it led to me standing up, trying to walk out of the room, and face planting into a door as I lost consciousness. So it's happened to me, but it's not the trigger typically.
I think sometimes you do it because you're anxious to try to get your mind off things.
Mm-hmm. You didn't seen it. You just heard it. Nobody seen it but poor fucking Scotty and TJ. I felt like that's the fucked up thing about having vasovagal syncope is like when you pass out, it is way more scary and concerning for the people that love you than it is for you. For you, it's just like a warm blanket being thrown over your head. You're just like... and you go to nowhere for a minute, and then you wake up and you're a little confused, but everybody that sees it and is around you and hears about it is like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, I felt so bad when I went back and listened to that. I've only listened to it once because I've never heard TJ that scared in my life. He thought I died. He thought I just had a heart attack and dropped dead or some shit. And from what I understand, he like literally leapt out of his chair and scooped me up. and held me up and made sure I was upright and was, you know, trying to wake me up and stuff. Like it scared the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And for me, it was just like nothing. I mean, I was the panic attack was horrible, right? So I went through that while still trying to be, and it happened to be fucked up. It happened to be on a show that I pulled. So when you pull a show, you're way more responsible for the flow of that show and keeping it moving and making it interesting than the other guys, right? I just had a full-blown fucking lockdown panic attack in the middle of that, and I operated on instinct for about an hour during that show while the panic attack deepened, and then it got to the point where I could no longer fucking function, and so I decided to try and get up, walk around the house a little bit, get a glass of water. I stood up, I walked about 5 feet, and face first into the door. Broke my tooth. Chipped it, didn't break it. I'm lucky I didn't snap a tooth.
Or that you didn't break or snap anything else.
I could have
broke your nose or
anything. I could have fucking gotten a horrible concussion, or if I'd gone down, like instead of going forward, if my momentum wasn't forward towards that door, if I'd have stumbled a little bit before I went out, my head could have hit the side of that desk. I'd be dead. Are you often dehydrated? No. I actually, if you watch me,
extraordinarily dehydrated or hydrated.
I drink water all day long. This is a giant cup of water that I've been sipping on all morning. I will continue sipping on this all day until it's empty, and then I'll fucking go get another one, and I'll do that. I drink at least like probably 3 of these a day, this is a big fucking cup. I don't know if it's exactly the amount of water that I need, but I don't think I'm dehydrated. My pee's a nice, very light yellow.
Because people can't understand how big that is, that holds a whole ice cube tray, and then it's not even full.
Right. Are there any particular triggers which bring it on? I think in that episode, so you have to understand there are multiple triggers. So I was at a place in my life where I was in a lot of stress, right? I'd just gone through like a really messy breakup. I had a new relationship that I had just started. I was not in a good place mentally when this happened. So that contributed. It also was probably triggered by some of the subject matter that I was covering. That was a really fucked up episode where they talked about taking people like me 100 years ago and experimenting on their brains, cutting their brains up, locking them up.
Years ago.
Right.
Like 70 years ago or something.
And so the totality of that, coupled with the bad mental frame that I was in at that time in my life, coupled with the inescapability of doing a show where you can't just stop it, drove the panic attack. So, there's that.
I think like the lowest amount of water that I've heard recommended by a doctor is like a liter.
I don't know if I'm actually drinking a liter of...
Like a liter's weight, like that's probably almost a liter all in of itself.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm perfectly well hydrated then.
Yeah. I think the 8 cups a day is probably excessive.
Well, I'm definitely drinking 8 standard size cups of water a day. So, whatever.
So, there's a variance to it.
A lot of it has to do with me talking all day.
Yeah.
You guys have probably heard me, and once again, it's like smoking weed and smoking cigarettes on top of it lead to that gravelly thing that happens to my voice. But if I don't drink water, I get so croaky I can't even stand listening to myself sometimes. And that's happened on a few shows. It's like, it typically happens on a day if I'm chain smoking like I'm doing today, and I just forget to drink water or whatever. It happens once in a while. And I'll notice it. You know, it's like your throat just gets dry as fuck. Anyway, you know, it's like, all right, You got to keep them. You got to wet your whistle. You know. Yeah, I'm not doing keto, so I don't got to worry about overwatering myself. I do know that is a thing, though. If you're doing like hard ketosis as a weight loss thing, you have to fucking drink water all day because you're flushing tons and tons of toxins.
Yeah.
What made you quit vaping? I didn't really quit vaping so much as I started smoking again.
Yeah. And like there was a while you were smoking and vaping.
Yeah.
And then you realized like this is a stupid amount of nicotine every day.
Yeah. But I wasn't smoking as many cigarettes while I was vaping either.
Yeah.
Like a pack of cigarettes would last me 2 or 3 days while I was vaping. And then I just said, well, I'm just fucking soaking myself in nicotine all day. I'll just stop the vaping. And then I started smoking a pack a day. You know what I mean? So I didn't necessarily quit vaping so much as I just picked up the habit again. It is what it is, man. I learned long ago that like it's very serious being a smoker. Like, you know, the health, it's destructive to your health. But I also learned long ago not to fucking kick myself in the ass for being an addict. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I mean, ultimately, you did quit for a significant amount of time in between, so that's better than nothing.
Once a smoker, always a smoker. Just the way it is. Yeah, we're not gonna fucking sit and talk about cigarettes all day, all right? It's not an interesting topic to me. There are people that want to sit here and have constant conversations about my smoking and shit. Like, I'm willing to talk about it and be honest about it, but that's about it. I don't want to sit here and have a fucking in-depth conversation with you about my cigarettes. Mental health is misunderstood because people do not understand the affect system or the effect system. Much adverse mental health experiences resulting from the cascade effect of the affect system. I'm not familiar with that, but
Yeah. He's British, too, so that might be a different
who knows?
thing.
Why are we still talking about smoking after I just said I don't want to talk about smoking anymore?
You had plenty of time.
I mean,
catch
come
up
on, bro.
Chat.
Is it that fucking hard to not be dumb? Go get George, go get a fucking profile pic. I'm not going to ban you, but I'm warning you, don't post another fucking thing with a G next to your name. Them's the rules. Brian, same for you.
Yeah. Well, he did a drug.
Of course. What drug you done? I wonder why it came out of somebody with no PFP. There's a lot of no PFPs in here today. You guys need to take the 15 seconds that it takes to pick a random picture and put it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any fucking default PFPs in my chat. If you're going to make a bunch of fucking alts, you're going to add another 15 seconds onto it. So go get a profile pic. Takes fucking less than 10 seconds to put one up on your fucking channel. And it will be immediate. I don't care what you choose. Put a big old floppy dick up there. That'll just get you banned, not me. I don't care what you pick. I'm sick of looking at your fucking default shit. Julian, you're pushing it by saying okay. I told you not to fucking eat. I don't even want to see you in the chat. Get a PFP.
Solid white works. That's effort. You can do a solid color.
Solid white. I don't give a fuck what it is as long as it's not the default fucking YouTube letter of your first name PFP. I don't have a computer and can't put one on my phone.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. The app allows you to put one on your phone. So I would really, really recommend that you take that 300 seconds to figure out how to do it. Because if you post again, I'm going to ban you. And then you're not going to be in here anymore. If you can chat on this, you can change your PFP. If you can create an account, which you did at some point, you can change your PFP. You do it on the app. You can do it on the fucking computer. You can do it on the website. It doesn't matter. $300 to figure it out. I don't want to see you in my fucking chat anymore. This is a new fucking hard line that I'm taking. When I mass unban, if you were banned at some point and you don't have a PFP, you're going to want to add one from here on out, because as soon as you fucking post in my chat, you're going to be right back on the ban list. I'm done dealing with it.
Don't make excuses for people.
Nope.
For them.
Nope. There's no excuse. Everybody in here that has the time to sit and watch me has 15 seconds to pick a random picture and put up a PFP. Period. Some of them are trolls, then they're going to get banned immediately. It's not like they're hearing this rule for the first time ever. Well, they're not going to hear it anymore. It's just going to be enforced. It's not hard at all for a troll to add a picture. So let them do it.
They don't take 15 minutes.
No, they
to
don't.
update.
I did this last night, and a dude that was posting came back like 20 seconds later with a PFP. So no, it doesn't. It's something you can literally do in half a minute, max, and immediately change. So go do it, or don't chat. I'm not interested in talking to your 15th fucking alt. Have a little fucking, have a little personality. Be a person in the chat. Yep. Dion says that was me. There you go. Let's see if mine worked. Not yet. Why am I so mad today, bro? Because people like you make me fucking exasperated. See ya. What are you, a Russian FPS player? Why you have to be mad, bro? It's only game where you have to be mid. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Poof. That could be a good troll. Well, if he posts again with no PFP, he's going to be a fucking banned troll. Yeah, if you think this is mad, you ain't seen me mad. This is Paul at about a normal salt level. Dude, did you see fucking I don't know if it's true or whatever, but did you see the shit Galen was talking on a Shabisky stream about me?
I haven't followed.
Go to the subreddit.
Well, yeah.
It's the #1 fucking thing. Go see that shit. Like, I don't want to react to it fully because, like, I know people can make fucking fake accounts and shit, but to me it looks like fucking Galen saying I'm abusive and slimy and insincere and shit. I've literally never been anything but fucking straight out cool to Galen. 100%. Participated in multiple fucking money drives for his surgeries and shit.
I'll have to check Jay Darky's because I know he's a mod on Jay Darky, I think.
Whatever. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the DFF subreddit, dude. Somebody posted a fucking screen cap of a Shabisky stream with 15 people watching it. And what looks to be Galen is in there talking about how I'm one of the most insincere, slimy motherfuckers, a user and an abuser. And I've literally never done anything but be a friend to this dude. Dude has my phone number. And instead of calling me with this beef, goes into a stream with 15 people in it and talks that shit. He has my phone number. He's had my phone number for years. Like I said, I don't fucking brag or crow or thump my chest about this, but multiple surgeries that this guy has have had my fucking donations and my fucking work put towards it. How have I ever been fucking slimy or insincere or usurious to this guy? Every time I see him, I'm nice to him. Every time I see him, I shake his hand and say, how you doing? The last time I saw fucking Galen in the flesh was at TJ's birthday party at the beginning of the fucking lockdowns in 2020. Haven't spoken to Galen other than the occasional tweet that he would send me since then. So what's that about?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding the last time he was in Jamie's, but so I don't know. That's normally his thing, so I'll see if he's got subtweets on Twitter, I guess. He's not above subtweeting.
Oh, no, he loves that. I just haven't checked. I haven't seen shit or heard shit from him in forever, and now I'm a slimy, insincere, abusive guy. It's like, what? Like, it seems to me if I had a problem like that with somebody who was like an acquaintance of mine who I had their phone number, I'd fucking call him up, you know? Screenshot is BS. There's nothing there that implies he's talking about Paul.
Well, there's Missy talking about Paul right above
Right.
him.
He reacts to a comment that Missy says where she says, I like Paul, but I just don't think he likes me.
Which also isn't true.
Which also isn't true. So I don't know what they're fucking all about over there. They're little... See, one of the reasons, and I'm going to be fucking straight up honest with you right now, one of the reasons I stopped chilling over on Shabisky's stream is because every time I went over there, they wanted to talk about drama with some dumb bitch I don't even know about. Like, every time I went on his stream to just chill, we ended up talking about some fucking shanty bitch.
Yeah, like he did that Jackbox thing, and they were like,
Yep.
Paul's worst enemy, Shanny. And it's like...
Yeah. And so I just stopped chilling over there. That's the way I am. Like, if I go into a place and it's nothing but people caught up on nothing internet drama, I stop chilling with those fucking people. That's the goddamn truth. People all caught up in their fucking zero internet drama shit. Like, I went over there because I think Shabisky's a cool dude. I like chilling with him. I had some fun with him on some of the streams, but they just evolved into people coming in and talking about this dumb bitch who I haven't had any interaction with ever, personally, and covered like fucking 5 years ago on DP and had to be reminded who she was. It's like, that's why I stopped fucking going and hanging out over there. Doesn't mean I don't like those people. It just means I don't got time. I don't got time to talk about nobodies all fucking day.
Like, Discord is Discord. It's not the world's. Whatever shit goes down on Discord doesn't exist outside of Discord for the most part.
It's like, why are you shining a spotlight on these people that have literally no following? Like, these people don't exist unless you react to them. But all they do is fucking sit and talk about these fucking people and feed the trolls, and it's just boring.
Yeah, it's like, all Shani ever said, I think, was like she thought you were cute on one of your pictures. And that's not going to be something that you're going to be mad about or like, whatever.
I don't even remember that. I've never responded to this bitch personally. Never one time in my fucking life had an interaction with her. There wasn't one way. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she's about. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like a fucking enclave of people over there shit talking me. It's like, why? Because I came over and hung out with you guys a few times? Because I helped you get surgeries that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to get? What an asshole. What a usurious fucking scumfuck I am. You've got my phone number and you're shit talking me on a 15 viewer stream? So assuming that was Galen and not just a troll pretending to be Galen or a misunderstanding this, Galen can eat a fat dick. You still got my phone number, motherfucker. You got a problem, call me up. I'm more than willing to go fucking toe-to-toe on this shit. Because as a guy that's done nothing but support you my entire fucking time that I've known you, it's starting to feel like you're the insincere user.
Yeah.
Call him right now. I ain't calling him. He's the one making fucking pussy swipes at me on a 15 viewer stream. He wants to man up, he can fucking call me. I'll do it live too. He wants to hit me up on fucking Discord, I'll do it live. Just hit me up, Galen. You guys send it to him. Just hit me up. Let me know what time works for you. I'll do a fucking stream. I'll pull you in Discord and we'll have it out, bro. I don't know what the problem is, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Clip that and send it to Galen and let's see if I hear from him. Shabisky ain't in here today, but I'd be willing to bet that if he was, he would tell me that that was Galen. Like, I'm 99% sure that's Galen and they're talking that shit. It sounds like Galen. So what's a fucking issue, bro? I raised too much money for your fucking indigent ass? Ingrate? Don't come squirming to me the next time you need a fucking surgery if that's the way you feel about me, bitch.
It's totally Galen because
It's 100% Galen.
Exactly the same as his 15,000 subscribe channel. So
Yeah. That's the way it is. Suck my fucking dick. Trying to figure you out. And I got to tell you guys, I've never been anything but chill with Galen. Ever. Never had an argument with Galen. Never treated Galen like a piece of shit. Was always hospitable to Galen when he came into my home. Cooked him meals. Hung out with him and listened to his stories for hours on fucking end. Had endless fucking conversations with the dude. Spent holidays with him. Never a peep about any of this shit. But on a 15 viewer nothing stream, he's shit talking me behind my back. Pussy. Now you got my goat, motherfucker. Now I am gonna be what you say I am. Now I am gonna be inconsiderate to you. Hit me up. You got the balls to say it out there, put this bullshit out there publicly? I'm abusive? Hit me up. Let's do it live, bitch. This motherfucker loves planting the knife. Let me tell you a little story about Galen. Back in the day when we had a DP Discord, Galen, apropos of nothing, with nobody on the show's blessing, decided that he was going to go around and start telling my mods on our Discord that he was starting a new DP Discord and that we had backed it and that everybody should move to his Discord. When I caught wind of it, I went to TJ and I said, what the fuck is this?
you mean the DFF Discord?
The DFF Discord, yes. Sorry. I said, what the fuck is this? He read it and he was like, I have no fucking clue, and called Galen that right there and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you sowing seeds of fucking Discord on our Discord? We have never told you that you would create a fucking Discord. We would never empower you to run a Discord. Stop. Been nothing but cool to this dude.
It's like if he's pissy about you not talking to him, you don't talk to a lot of people. You don't have time for most people.
Get out of here with your no profile pic, bitch.
Yeah.
Take 15 seconds. See ya. You don't have a profile pic, and I wouldn't post again the rest of this fucking stream. That's the second time you've asked. The next time you ask and you have an M next to your name, you're getting nuked.
Yeah, it's 100% Galen. It looks the exact same as his channel, but he hasn't updated for 6 years. But
So I'm 110% ready at any moment with no prep to have a discussion with fucking Galen. 100%. At his leisure. Just let me know. Oh, I will. It'll be done publicly like his comments were done publicly. It'll just have a little bigger audience this time. I think what Galen might misunderstand about me is that I think a lot of people take my kindness for weakness. I think Galen thinks I'm a doormat, and I think he thinks he can use me to satisfy his need for endless drama because he's bored. But if he wants to talk that motherfucking shit, I'll start a stream. I'll push back my schedule. I'll make time.
no, there is no DFF Discord, partly because of that drama.
Mm-hmm. Partly because of the fucking shit that Galen sowed, there is no DFF Discord. He literally went in there, and because people know that he knows us, spoke with a bunch of authority that we never gave him, and caused a fucking rift in that Discord that was completely, like, not worth fixing. So we shut it down. So yeah, go ahead and clip this and send it to Galen's ass. Let him know he's got my phone number. And if he's got an issue, I've got a tissue. Of course he won't. He says this snipey ass shit in front of 15 of his little buddies. Fuck him. He calls me insincere. Come at me like a man. Quit being insincere. You know what a sincere person does to a person that they've called their friend and has their contact information, and they've got a problem with them? They call them up. That's the sincere thing to do, bitch. That's the not slimy thing to do, bitch. You wanted my bad side? You got it. You wanted my abusive side? You got it. Come get it. Cowardly fucking bullshit. Cowardly, intellectually dishonest bullshit. Fluff yourself up more, philosopher fallibilist. Puff yourself up more with 50-cent college words, or come say that shit to my fucking face. I got plenty of shit I'd like to tell people about you. I ain't even gotten started. Come say it to my face. You got beef? Let's do it. Yeah, I'm someone that uses people. I'm someone that uses people, that owns their own fucking business and pays their own fucking bills. Does Galen? Question mark? It's another little ladybug nymph. Made his way up onto the table. Not an ant. He's a little ladybug nymph. Kind of hard to see him, but he's got like orange stripes on his back. Pretty cute little guy. You're not gonna find any food on me though, buddy. Let me put you somewhere where you might find a little food. Can I take you somewhere where you might find a little food? You want to come up here? All right, thanks. Ugh. Put you over here. You might find a little food. You summoned him. I am the nature wizard.
Oh, that was that little bug that was walking on the table. It was a ladybug.
It's a ladybug nymph.
Oh.
I just found another one and took him out there.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna eat cigarette butts, little nymph.
No.
That's all.
Because that's all there is up here is cigarette butts and salt. I don't think either of those are gonna be good for you, buddy. Dude, I don't take any pleasure in the idea of verbally destroying Galen, but I also don't take pleasure in somebody who I've been friendly to shit-talking me behind my back on a 15-viewer stream.
No, don't bring his fucking girlfriend into this. Goodbye.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Don't be a fucking douche. Why are you always such a douche?
You're on notice.
Yeah, Galen's girlfriend has nothing to do with this. She's always been fucking nothing but sweet to me. I don't even know if she's his girlfriend anymore, to be honest with you. I think they broke up. She has nothing to fucking do with it. There is absolutely no reason to drag anybody in Galen's life other than Galen's dumbass into this. Galen done said it. Galen's ex-girlfriend didn't say it. Okay? Don't be a fucking douche. I hate punk fucks, dude. I hate punk fucks like that want to fucking shit on somebody else. Just like the Vosh shit. Yeah, people want to take pictures of Vosh's girlfriend and be like, oh, look how gross and fat she is. Fuck you. What a piece of shit. Fucking douche. Engage the arguments.
Dude, just rewind and get a profile picture.
Get a PFP. Or get fucking gone. Sorry, what you thought was a friend is actually doesn't. I mean, I was not like super close friends with Galen, but it does kind of fucking grind my gears that a dude that I've done nothing but reach helping hands out to and be friendly to the entire fucking time I've known him is sniping me in front of 15 viewers. That does kind of get my goat a little bit, yeah. But it's not like Galen and I were fucking bosom buddies or anything. So, no skin off my ass, but if he wants to actually be a man about it, I'm open. He can come and fucking tell me how I'm abusive and how I'm a user and shit, and we'll find out which one of us is. If either. I'm fine with that. Like, I really, like, am not protective of my reputation when you take, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you take positions like I take, people are going to think bad things about you, and shit. I'm fine with that.
That was like a personal.
But this
thing.
is somebody that knows me. And I'll tell you this, I am protective of the reputation that I'm not some fucking abusive, usurious asshole. I'm not built that way. And anybody that wants to say that about me, especially somebody that knows me, I think owes me the fucking courtesy of saying it to my fucking face. But I got a feeling Galen probably doesn't feel that way. He'd probably just rather take little snipes at me on fucking streams nobody's watching. C'est la vie, I guess. I would have to be like really good friends with Galen for me to look at it as a betrayal. I just think it's a shitty, dirty, fucking backhanded thing to do. And I'd like to give him the opportunity to say it to my face. That's all. I'm willing to defend the fact that I'm not a usurious, abusive person. He's got fucking literally 0 examples, guaranteed you, of me ever using anybody or being abusive towards anybody. So if he's bored, he needs to find another fucking subject to talk about. Because I'm going to blow him up. I'm going to blow him up every time he talks shit about me. You're pooping on Shabisky when you bring up the viewer count, though. Not trying to poop on Shabisky, just stating facts.
I mean,
dude's got direct access to me and goes on a stream with 15 viewers to talk shit about me behind my back and snipe at me with a bunch of other little people. That's what I care about. I'm not trying to shit on Shabisky, but them's just the truth. You can look at the screenshot. There were fucking like less than 20 people watching the stream.
and part of that, I think, is Shabisky streams even more than you do.
Right. And he's in there with people who I've been friendly with and helped out in the fucking past who are also going like, I don't think Paul likes me. Come talk to me about it. I'll tell you why I don't fucking interact with you anymore. You just don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear that I think that you're fucking childish for engaging in stupid fuck drama with somebody that doesn't matter. You don't want to hear that I think that that content is boring.
Don't touch the poop.
I've told you a billion fucking times here on my streams. I think I've told fucking Shabisky straight to his face, stop touching the poop. You think that shit talk is what it is?
Life advice.
Yep.
I mean, you can go see the context. Like, the stream from Shabisky's still up, so.
Yep. You can go and watch it. Go take a look at the live chat and shit. I haven't done that yet. I was pretty convinced, not necessarily that it was Galen at first, but that the context was me.
It's definitely Galen, and it was definitely right next to a comment of Missy talking.
It was in
about
response to a comment of Missy mentioning me.
Like, there's no way that with 15 people that he didn't see Missy's comment.
Yeah. Stream is down.
No, it's not.
No. Stream is up. Is there a timestamp in the screenshot?
No, because it was live.
It's a live show, so no, there's not a timestamp. Is what it is. Hello, D. You get your ball. Whoa, 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 whoa. Again with the ball. Get it. Get it quick. Get it quick. Bring it, bring it, bring it. I just saw a lizard run into the wood pile.
Yeah.
When he came running towards it, that lizard was like, nope.
Lizards like that get spooked easy.
Yep. I mean, he's a mod in here, so if you don't know who he is, you probably aren't around too much, but to each his own. Yeah. If you don't know who I'm talking about, keep it to yourself or go fucking Google it or whatever the fuck. I'm tired of people that are lost in a conversation trying to get caught up on it. If you're not watching, rewind. I have DVR enabled for that very purpose. So that people come in late and want to know the context of what I'm talking about, they can go get it. Catch a lizard. I don't want to catch a lizard. You could hurt them. And a lot of lizards, especially the type that we have around here, will drop their tails if you try and catch them, which is an evolutionary trait that allows them to get away from predators, but also puts them at a disadvantage while the tail is growing back.
Oh, no. It looked like the stream was still up, but it actually is taken down.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see why Shabisky decided to take that one down, but unfortunately damage done. Well, he didn't do anything fucking wrong as far as I could see, but Galen mouthed off. So he wants to paint himself up like a voodoo priest or something and come do a stream with me and get fucking owned in front of a few hundred people. I'm down. He's going to find that I'm not egghead, though. He's going to find that I'm not a defenseless autistic kid.
Here's another classic Galen. Will Smith was eating pizza right next to me in the fridge corner.
Hashtag things that totally happened. You know what the funny thing is that if Galen wasn't full of a million stories like that, that's believable. Maybe Will Smith did take a little quick trip and went to a nice restaurant in the French Quarter. But the fact that Galen has also met every other person of historical significance since he's been alive kind of calls into question whether or not he's ever even been in the same state as Will Smith. Galen helped George R.R. Martin write A Song of Ice and Fire. Galen has had multiple in-depth conversations with Ridley Scott. Galen had personal correspondence with Hunter S. Thompson. And that's just 3 of about 24 stories that I've heard from Galen about famous people who he's not only met or brushed by, but interacted with on a very personal way. Are those actual claims? 100% actual claims, no hyperbole. Galen claims that when he was the waiter at a semi-famous New Orleans eatery called Galatois, he was a waiter and usher and maitre d' there. He claims that George R.R. Martin frequented Galatois and would often come in looking very stymied with his manuscript. And at some point, he asked Galen to sit down and read the manuscript, and Galen gave him several points of advice about the manuscript that led to him being able to finish A Song of Ice and Fire. That's an actual claim. You know who makes up self-aggrandizing stories to make themselves look more interesting and more affable than they are? You know what people like that are? They're users. Galen just burnt a bridge with me that I think he's probably not going to be happy that he burnt, to be quite honest with you, because I was Galen's friend, I let that shit fucking roll off. I just looked at it and I was like, Galen's a quirky fucking guy. Whatever. He's a guy that likes to pour a lot of hot sauce on his life. Whatever. I didn't fuck on him for it. I didn't come out in public and tell people all the dumb shit that he claims that he's done that never happened. But now he burnt that bridge with me. Since I'm such a user and an abuser, now I'm going to really use and abuse him by telling people all the fucking lies that he tells to make himself seem more interesting than he is. You see what happens when friendship melts? I've come out of pocket for him to get surgeries before, donated directly to GoFundMe's and stuff for him, and raised money from other people by doing things. Sold a pair of sunglasses that I had to a person for some I can't remember how much towards his surgery. Made out with Pimp Monk on stage at the first DFL or DPLA meetup as people donated to see it. So I made out with Pimp Monk on the stage. This was also he could get some surgery to fix his jaw and teeth. But I'm a user and an abuser. He claims that the day before Hunter S. Thompson killed himself, he wrote a personal correspondence to Galen asking to see him, and that Galen was sick and couldn't make it, and that's one of his biggest regrets in life was that he didn't go visit his best friend, Hunter S. Thompson, the day before he died. That's not a joke. Didn't make it up, no hyperbole. That came out of Galen's mouth unironically several times to me. And because I was his friend, I went, oh, all right, Galen, that's cool. Now I'm not his friend anymore. So now I don't have to keep his stupid, shitty little secrets. Trying to think of other people he's met. Ridley Scott is another one that he's had extensive conversations with. I believe he has personal correspondence with Richard Dawkins. There's so many I'm forgetting, to be honest with you. If there's a person who's like a cultural iconoclast, Galen has met them and has a personal friendship with them. Wonder how you guys were friends to begin with, because Galen is an interesting guy. And I was willing to put up with his weird idiosyncrasies and his weird lies about his fucking life and his weird fucking exaggerations about his importance, because I thought he was an interesting, funny dude. And he treated me with respect, and I treated him the same way. Now he's a shit-talking little backstabbing weasel, and it's the second time he's done it to me. The first time he did it to me was going around and telling everybody on my fucking Discord that he was starting a new Discord with my blessing and the blessing of my business partners. None of us knew anything about it.
Yeah. Like, just him making the Will Smith story guarantees that it is Galen and not someone impersonating him.
Yep. The fact that Galen in that fucking stream at some point makes the claim that he was fucking chilling with Will Smith that's proof of life to me. That's 100% Galen. You guys heard the Throne of Humanity story that Galen told? This was one of my favorite stories that I ever heard from Galen. We were hotboxing after all going to a movie together. I believe it was Mother. We went and saw Mother, and we invited Galen along and his girlfriend at the time. And he came, and we all smoked out in the old studio. Galen wasn't smoking, but he definitely had a contact high because that place was hotboxed. And he told us a long story about a throne. By the way, the throne doesn't even exist. Some kind of throne that every king in the history of humanity has sat upon. It's some ancient Egyptian throne that was taken to Greece and then taken to Rome and then taken to Great Britain. And pretty much every king or ruler of significance has sat upon this throne at some point. And he was at a fucking museum event where they were displaying this throne. And everybody walked through and looked at the throne. And then everybody moved out of the room except for Galen, who stayed. And Galen went over the velvet rope and sat on the throne of humanity for over an hour before somebody finally said something to him. Have you ever been to a museum? So we can do it. We can do it.
He talked even more shit.
Oh, yeah?
He said, I had helped TJ with his DFF before, and it was awful full of trash. That's what he also said in that story.
So he's out shit talking the whole show. And his fucking actual best friend, TJ. Probably the only dude in his life that's ever put up with him for longer than a few years. So his friend TJ is out there on the fucking grind, trying to make a living doing what he's doing, and Galen's out there shit-talking it and acting like he has some role in the success of this show. Can I say unequivocally that Galen has contributed exactly zero to DFF? Research-wise, concept-wise, or other? He's the only thing Galen has contributed to DFF is contributing to nuking the DFF fucking Discord by LARPing like he had our fucking blessing to start a new one and getting half the community turned against us. If anything, Galen has been a drag on the success of DFF. This motherfucker is shit-talking his best and only friend in the motherfucking world. A person who's took up for him time and time and time again. I could see shit-talking me. Me and Galen are like friendly acquaintances. His best buddy is out there on the fucking grind, putting himself out there every fucking day, and Galen shit-talking him on nothing screams. Come lay it out, Galen. Come bare yourself. Let's talk about all the things that you've told me. Let's talk about what an abusive person I am and what a user I am. You glomming on fucking booger. Come say it to my face. Like a true philosophical fallibilist would do. Back up your 50-cent college words, pussy. Talk shit about my business, my friend, and me, and my character on a 15-person nothing stream, you backstabbing pussy. Come get it. You name the time. I'll make it happen. Clip it and send it to him. Clip this whole fucking last hour and send it to his ass and let him soak and marinate in it. You want to get on my bad side? Fuck on my character and fuck on my business and fuck on my friends. And he's done all three. Now you're on my bad side, Galen. So let's talk about you. Let's get together and talk about all the famous people that you've done. Let's talk about that time that you got up on stage. What band was it? Oh, fuck. You guys help me out here. New York punk band, the Ramones. Galen went to a Ramones concert and a riot broke out. Galen jumped up on the stage, went and got a hose, a fire hose, and stopped the riot by standing on stage with the Ramones and hosing the audience down. There was a guy with a gun, and he was threatening to shoot people, and Galen saved the day by leaping up on stage, grabbing the fire hose from the backstage area, and hosing down the audience. Let's talk, Galen. Let's talk about what a fucking fake you are. Fake friend, fake story, you're nothing. Your life story would take 2 pages to write, and you know it. So let's talk about it, Galen. Who's the user? Who's insincere, you lying sack of fucking self-aggrandizing shit? Talk shit about me? All right. Talk shit about my friends? Nope. Talk shit about my business? Fuck you! Let's talk about it, Galen. Let's see who's insincere, you lying fuck.
I think I finally found where it is.
Where what is?
The Galen talking shit.
Let me see it.
Let me turn it up.
Oh, he's talking shit live?
No, not live, but I found it in the Chabisky stream, finally.
I thought that was down.
There was a second one that he did, talking shit about Discord, that was taken down. But this was the one where he actually said the shit.
Oh, where he talked about how he has a Discord channel that we all fucking were behind, and he's gonna be the new mod and everything.
Yeah. So there's Missy saying I like Paul.
Well, wait a minute. This couldn't have been, because this just happened.
No, that was 6 hours ago.
No. But I mean, like, all right. So here it is.
Yeah. So like that was the context clue from the screenshot.
Right.
On the
I like Paul, but I don't think he likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're talking about how I stopped talking to them. And then he goes, not to get in on it, and then he goes on to say all the shit I've talked about. Paul's a fucking slime. Sure, I've met faker people, slimier, but he's someone who uses people, insincere as can be. And then he goes on to say, abusive as fuck, too. Come to me with this, Galen. You've got my phone number. And you've got my time now, anytime you want it. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about who's insincere. Let's talk about who's a user, who has come to my community multiple times begging for money for your surgeries. And given nothing but discord, lies, and obfuscation back. Let's talk about who's a fucking user and an insincere abuser. Galen, let's have the fucking talk. Put on your voodoo face paint and come at me like you came at Egghead and see what happens, bitch. What do you think he could be talking about? For a guy that says he jumped up on stage at a Ramones concert and saved a bunch of people from a gunman by hosing down the fucking audience, I have no clue what fantasy he's concocted in his head. But I'm willing to let him spin it. Willing to give him a platform to say it somewhere that there's more than 12 people watching him. I don't care about his mental health issues. That's no excuse. A douchebag is a douchebag. If he's got mental health issues, he should manage them. If he sees a pattern in himself of throwing the only people that fucking care about him and have helped him in his entire fucking life under the bus, he's got no excuse. That's on him. I've got mental problems. I don't throw my friends under the bus. I've got anger issues. I don't pop off at people lest they deserve it. And I definitely don't shit talk my friends, publicly or otherwise. I don't go on little fucking midnight Call of Duty streams with 10 people watching and shit talk my friends. And to the rest of the motherfuckers in there confused about why I'm not hanging out with you anymore, that's why. Because all you do is talk about stupid internet personalities that wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you, and that bores me. I don't want to, if I come and chill with you to play video games, I don't want to sit and talk about Shanny for Christ all night. I don't even know who that bitch is. I've got nothing to add. So of course I'm not going to fucking come chill with you. If that's all you're doing, and make no bones about it, that's all you've been doing. So once again, come to me with this shit. I've literally been nothing but fucking kind and supportive to Galen. I've been courteous and receptive to his courtesy. I've had him in my home multiple times. I've eaten meals that he's made me. He's eaten meals that I've made him. He's had my phone number for as long as TJ has, or thereabouts. Not only broken bread with the man, had him in my home. Invited him into my home. Spent hours of time watching movies, talking to this dude. Spent holidays with him, Thanksgivings, Christmases. Given his propensity for lying, what health problems does he really have, Bonsai Tree? Given his propensity for making up exasperatingly over-the-top shit about himself, what health problems does he actually have? That's the question I want to know. If everything else that comes out of the dude's mouth about his life is a lie, wouldn't you apply a little bit of that to the constant litany of fucking weird, uncurable illnesses dude has? I don't know where the stream is, bro. You're going to have to go fucking find it yourself. I've told you a bunch of the worst Galen lies I've ever heard. That's not all of them. Helped George R. R. Martin write the Song of Ice and Fire. Was a personal friend and acquaintance of fucking Hunter S. Thompson. Was a personal friend and acquaintance of Ridley Scott. Was a personal friend and acquaintance of fucking a bunch of different iconoclastic musicians and rock stars. I'm a fucking scumbag? All right. I want to let Galen know that the reason why I haven't told people these things for the years that I've known him is because I considered Galen a friend. I considered him a friend despite his idiosyncrasy. I considered him a friend despite having to sit down and listen to him spin bullshit tales that never happened. I thought he was an interesting guy. But if we're not friends, there's no reason for me to keep all those little secrets anymore now, is there? D! Hey! Come here. be chasing that kitty. Leave that kitty alone. Think it's possible for you both to get along after this? Absolutely. If he calls me up and goes like, yeah, dude, it was shitty for me to talk shit behind your back, and I don't really think those things about you, and I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll be his friend. But if he intends to try and defend any of the things that he claimed about my fucking character or my show, then no. I ain't got time to hear fucking people hate on me other than to shit right back in their fucking mouth. So yeah, he wants to extend to me the courtesy that I've always extended to him. I'm perfectly fine getting along with Galen. But something tells me that ain't gonna happen. Something tells me it's gonna be mum from Galen after this. If I were him, I wouldn't step. Unless you plan to make a personal apology to me and my friends. Yeah, he could do it. He could do it privately. He doesn't have to do it publicly. Even though he did his shit talk publicly, I'd accept a fucking personal phone call from him. Look, dude, Paul, sorry, I was a little bit in a bad headspace, and I said some shit I didn't mean, bro. You've always been cool to me. That's right. You've helped me out. We've been bros or whatever. My bad. That ain't gonna happen though. I have a feeling that nothing's going to happen, but if something does happen, it'll be Galen trying to defend that absurd claim, that the absurd group of claims that he made about me behind my back. And if he wants to do that, him and I are never going to get along. Trust me. I don't abide people adjacent to my fucking life that shit talk me and drag me down. So you lose with me. The people I call friends, the people whose little secrets I keep, and the people whose idiosyncrasies I put up with, I expect the same out of them. And when they start shit talking me, guess what? Gloves off. I don't give a fuck. You're coming after my livelihood. You're coming after my character. Eat a dick. And come at me to my face with it and see what happens. Ira, you're asking a dumb fucking question. If you're lost in the conversation, don't expect me to fucking catch you up, okay? There isn't a good argument for theism, so saying which one is best is a non-starter. It's a non-starter of a question. Hope your day gets better, Paul. I hate to see you angry. It's fine. It's fine.
Hello, D. I burped. Did you hear it? Did you hear me do a burp? Where's your bow? Where's your bow? Where's your bow? Wow, wow. If you're bored, bring it. Bring that bow. I'll throw it. Look at this. Whole straw. Get your bow wow wow.
Fetch cam, please. I'd love to set one up. This is a little expensive, you know, for like just a meme. Like GoPros are not cheap, and the harnesses and shit, they're not cheap, you know, so it's like kind of hard to justify it for the memes. D! Hey! Come here! Come on! Get back over here. Come on. Leave that kitty alone. Yeah, that cat is definitely still living here. She's got her kittens in that fucking place over there. And he just keeps, she's trying to fucking hunt, and he just keeps running out at her. D, come here.
Sorry, baby. I should have just brought him in with me.
No, it's fine. He's just, that kitty's around, and he's fucking bothering her.
Dinor, here, now!
Come on.
Dinor!
He's being a dick. There's no reason for you to chase that kitty. She ain't doing shit to you, and she's helping us.
Dinor, here! Here! Okay, you gotta poop. Okay.
Then poop and get over here.
Inside, right now.
Get over here and get inside and quit being a jerk. Where were we? Sorry about that. What a day, what a day. Let's see. Started this around 8, and it's been a, let's see, 10. It's like 10, 30, 10, 20. I'm going to have to check. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be right back. A little later than I thought. Little later than I thought. So, yeah. I don't have much time left today. I've got enough time to finish this lukewarm cup of coffee and have another cigarette. Or finish that one. How's that? And then I gotta go get ready for work. Got another fucking chock full day of shooting today. Thank goodness the linchpin Galen is there to hold up this fucking wobbling, shitty house of cards that is DFF. Otherwise, I don't know if we could even show up for work today, but the strength that Galen constantly adds to this show, it lets us go on. Money, thanks as always for the stream, Paul. Well, thank you. How am I feeling about Harry? to be honest with you, I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me. The never-ending blisses of his kisses fill me with ecstasy. He's just as sweet as cotton candy, and just like honey from a bee. Oh, I'm just wild about Harry, and he's just wild about. Cannot do without. Harry's wild about me. Hot take. Hot take. Speaking of musicals, thanks for bringing up Sweeney Todd a while ago. Favorite musical now. Jack, get a profile pic, bro. I appreciate it, though. Yes, Sweeney Todd is a good... At least you're contributing. But come on, man. Get a fucking PFP, dude. It takes 15 goddamn motherfucking seconds, Jack. You're contributing. Get a PFP. Jack has a PFP. It's yellow. Oh, it's not showing up for me. All right, that's fine. It's not showing up for me yet. It's fine. It'll show up eventually, probably. My bad, Jack. My bad. I appreciate you doing it. Yeah, get an anime girl PFP. Get like a 12-year-old anime girl, scantily clad as a PFP. That seems to be the way that it works, right? Lighthearted question, Paul. What do you want as a career-wise when you were a kid? When I was a kid, the first thing I wanted to be was a marine biologist. Once I learned what that was, I was like, I want to do that. I want to study, sea life. And then, that was my childhood wish, right? I was 7, 8, 9 years old when I wanted that, right? And then I got into high school, and that's when you really start thinking about, like, what do I want to do with my life? And the second thing I thought that I really wanted to do with my life was to be a teacher, because I had a teacher in high school that was just absolutely transcendently good to me. Was basically like a third parent to me. Helped to raise me, was an ear when I needed it, and also just an extraordinarily talented person who saw a talent in me and helped to nurture it. And I wanted to maybe do that for other young people. But when I got into the particulars of actually being a fucking teacher and started talking to teachers about it, I learned that that was definitely not for me. Drama teacher, yes. I'm happy to mention her name because she was a big influence on me. Well, at least her first name. Her name was Ginger, and she was a massive influence on me. Definitely like a parental type figure in my life, and definitely a person that I looked up to and I wanted to be like one day, Who's the single most influential person in your life? That's a tough question to ask, man. There are 3 people that come to my mind right away. One of them is Ginger Latimer, the aforementioned high school teacher that changed my life. One of them's my mother, and one of them's my father. I mean, these are the 3 people I think that had the most influence on who and what I am. And, they were not always good influences, But, I was built up by those 3 people in my life. There's one other person that I would probably add to that list as well. But that person is a very controversial figure in my life. Which person do I miss the most? The person that I was just talking about. My longtime therapist. Did I just dox her? I think I did, but that's okay. She deserves to have her name known. She's amazing. Why are they controversial? Because my therapist did horrible things to me. He also helped me. I'm not going to get into the story now because it would take way too long and I don't have that much time left. But let's just say that my therapist was an incredibly influential person in my life, helped me a lot, and also hurt me a lot. Other than Derek Jensen, are there any intellectuals and philosophers that have heavily influenced you? You know, kinda. I mean, Derek Jensen is my favorite living philosopher, but you know, Schopenhauer. I've read a lot of Schopenhauer, read a lot of fucking Nietzsche. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say that these people are like guiding lights in my life. I wouldn't say that really about Derek Jensen either. But I find their fucking philosophy interesting. Thomas Ligotti is another philosopher who I really like. Is calling a black person Uncle Tom racist in your opinion? Depends on the context, right? If you're a black person and calling another black person an Uncle Tom, it's an insult, but it might not necessarily be racist. If you're a white person who's just trying to dig at a black person, you call them an Uncle Tom, it's probably a nice little dog whistly racist comment. You know what I mean? Context is king, as always. Is there any environmental groups that you think are worth giving to? Not off the top of my head, no. What do you think of Biden's new tax plan for the rich? Wish I was rich. Be nice to be rich. All right, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for chilling. I'll see you next time. Bye.